Hello and welcome. I want to go over something today that is in the New Age Health Guide, and it's going to be tough for me to go into too much detail, but I'm going to explain why your calcium to phosphorus ratio is very, very important. Pretty much every food contains phosphorus. Actually, every food does contain phosphorus, so it's very hard to avoid phosphorus. Unfortunately, a lot of foods are very, very high in phosphorus and very low in calcium. So what this means is, if your calcium is not equal to or especially greater than your phosphorus, or even as close to the phosphorus as possible, that is one of the main components for you to be able to digest that calcium and how much you're going to be able to digest. Of course, you're still going to need vitamin D, which is very important and is a hormone that is made in the body from getting enough exposure to the sun with no sunblock, 15-20 minutes. If you're darker skinned, at least 30 minutes a day, about 3 times a week. All of this is going to help. Now, unfortunately, people that eat a lot of meat, which I am now against eating any chicken, beef, anything that comes from an animal, because the phosphorus is sky high. You're going to get about 10 to 20 milligrams of calcium and almost 300 of phosphorus. So that ratio is way out of balance. I mean, it's not even close. Now, even if you're going to eat seafood or any of these other types of foods, they're still going to be higher phosphorus. This is why you need to offset with other foods. And we explain this in depth in the New Age Health Guide. And the point I'm trying to bring this up is, if you watch the video starting at 4 minutes, you can see at the end of the day, everything pretty much balances out. So people that are following this guide are getting one of the most important ratios in the body. And this is not easy to do if you do not know what foods contain the high levels of calcium and the lower levels of phosphorus. It's just the way nature is. Of course, if you're eating processed foods, you're eating at restaurants, I mean, your phosphorus is going to be sky high. And what happens if you have too much phosphorus, you're going to get a number of diseases. You're going to get acid reflux. You're going to get asthma. You're going to get even heart issues. You're going to get a candida infection. Yes, yeast thrives in high phosphorus. See, the problem out there today is people are uneducated because they go to a healthcare provider that is uneducated themselves. So how can you get educated if they're not explaining these things to you? They don't know. They're not taught nutrition. They have no idea themselves what is causing yeast in their body, or in someone else's body for that matter, and treating the outside of a toe with a fungus is not going to fix the inside. So keep these tips in mind, and there is a host of other diseases if you have too high a phosphorus and a lower amount of calcium in the body. And unfortunately, a lot of people are suffering from this, and you may be suffering too. So it's best to take these tips, learn from them, even look at the New Age Health Guide just to kind of give you some insight, watch the video. There's many other nutrients you're going to need too. I mean, you can't just concentrate on this because then you can miss other important nutrients. It's all a balance. And following the food pyramid is not a balance. That's an imbalance, and that's going to cause disease. The food pyramid was not designed for health. If it was, then everybody would be healthy. So do not follow the food pyramid. That is the worst thing you can follow. None of those foods are good for you, except, of course, fruits and vegetables. But it's the types of fruits and vegetables. Any questions, feel free to comment down below. I'll be happy to give a little bit more information. But this may sound complex, but calcium to phosphorus ratio is one of the most important ratios in the body. And it is extremely ignored. And this is why health problems are rising. You cannot get rid of your health problems if this ratio is too high. So if you've consumed a lot of meat, you're going to have this problem. The more meat you have consumed and other foods high in phosphorus, the worse your problems will be, and you may be experiencing these issues now. Thank you.